This example is asking us to use set operations to create a new set. So we start off with our universe, which is comprised of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I. We know that A is made up of A, C, D, and E, and that B is made up of A, E, G, and I. And what we're asked to do in this problem is find A intersect B prime, parentheses, prime. So essentially, again, we're asked to create a new set using the set operation of intersection based on the two sets that we already have. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the set that we're given and we're going to actually rewrite it using the elements that we know. So in place of A, we're going to put A, C, D, and E. And we're going to rewrite B as A, E, G, and I, but we know we need to prime that. And then once we have that, we have the entire thing prime. So the idea here really is that of order of operations. And we know that whenever you have order of operations, you start with parentheses, and you always start with the innermost parentheses. So in that case, in our case here, it's this parentheses here. And so we need to find A, E, G, I prime. And so we go into our universe, and we say, if B is made up of A, E, G, and I, what are the other elements that are in the universe that are not in B? And so we're going to list them out, and we have lowercase b, we have C, we have D, we have F, and we have H. And so that right there is exactly B prime. So once we have that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to rewrite what we're left with. So we're left with our A, which is A, C, D, and E. And now we have B, C, D, F, H. Once we find the intersection, we can then find the prime. So again, the reason we find the intersection first is because we do parentheses first, and in the parentheses is the intersection. So it's important to remember that intersection means the overlap of the two elements, of the two sets. And so A, C, D, and E, B, C, D, F, and H, when I look at those and I compare the elements here with the elements here, I see the only elements that they have in common are C and D. Since the first set has A and E, but that's not in the second set, and the second set has B, F, and H, and that's not in the first set. So we now have C and D, but again, we're not done because we still have this prime on the outside. So if we want to find the complement of C and D, we go back to U and we say, okay, well, what are the elements in U that are not in this set here containing C and D? And so those elements are A, B, E, F, G, H, and I. And so those are all the cell elements in the new set that we've created. But we're not done, because the last thing we need to do is, since this is a set, we have to put braces around it. That would be a complete answer. Just listing out the elements is not sufficient. You have to list out the elements and you have to put the braces around it to indicate this is a new set that we've created in this universe that we are given.